All right, so more news on the Georgia Tech coaching staff front. If you're living under a rock, yesterday Georgia Tech removed the interim tag from Brent Key and named him the permanent head coach. I haven't seen salary amounts, but it does appear to be a 5-year deal. Brent Key was signed to. Then the question was, well, what changes will Brent Key make, and how quickly will Brent Key make these changes to the staff? So I'm just going to read it verbatim. This is per Kelly Quinlan, per sources at Georgia Tech. 2 on-the-field changes with offensive coordinator Chip Long and wide receiver coach Dale Alexander are both out. Quinlan expects Chris Winkie to be retained as a lone holdover on the offensive staff as of now. As always, this could change. We've been wrong before. Like, we thought Willie Fritz was going to be the guy. It turned out not to be the case. I don't think you're going to see many Tech fans upset with this. I'm kind of neutral on Chip Long. I've seen people say that toward the end of the season, Chris Winkie had taken a far larger role in play calling in the offense and just general offensive coaching. I haven't seen anyone credible who's confirmed this. If that's true, that might be why Long was relieved, if he is in fact relieved of his duties. But I think we're going to see more changes happen probably on the defensive front too. I would expect Thacker to be retained. I don't know a lot of the other coaches on staff on defense. I would think Key took a cheaper contract than most people we were targeting, and there might be money left over to spend now. Can we go get a big name offensive coordinator? Can we go get Calvin Johnson to be on staff on some level? To my understanding, he still lives in Michigan. He has a company that has to do with cannabis research as it relates to CTE. So he might not have any interest in coming back to Georgia Tech, but I think you have to call him and see what it would take to get him back in Atlanta. Can we get Tashard Choice back? My understanding is that's a no-go. I think he's very comfortable in Texas. It would be kind of weird for him in 3 years to be in 2 different jobs coming back to Tech. But again, I think you call him and see what it would take to get him back. Are we interested in bringing Godsey in on some level? Would you promote Winkie to OC and then try and bring Godsey in as your quarterback's coach? I don't know. Godsey's kind of had a interesting tenure in the NFL. Generally, NFL guys, people who only solely have NFL experience coming to college or vice versa, doesn't work out very well. But it will be interesting to see what changes are made. Can we get Keith Brooking in to coach linebackers or something? Who knows? I think we're going to see the wallets open up too. And full disclosure, this is from what I've seen on The Crowded Booth. If you haven't seen his podcast, I think it's Swarm Talk that he does, Bryce Kuhn. Very good show. Check him out. He has a much closer beat to the program than I do. I go with a donor to the games. His perspective is that Key was the donor's choice and that wallets are about to open up. So if that is true, and from the people I know close to the program, the one donor that I do go with, they are very excited. Key is their guy. They are opening up their wallets. I'm going to open up my wallet, though I don't have much money. I'm going to donate as well. For $30,000, you can be in the top level, by the way, if you got it to donate. Can we get from 28th in the country in spending for recruiting, up to 15 maybe. Can we get a budget of $1.5 million a year? And what that will do is, can we now hire some people on our recruiting staff that are, I guess, finely tuned to get some of these big recruits? We are in one of the biggest recruiting hotbeds in the country. And go back, I'll have to find it. When Key, around the time he first came in the program, and he was asked about, because he had come from Alabama, what was it like recruiting against Tech? And he said, well, honestly, I haven't recruited against Tech in a long time. And he goes, I'm kind of, sad to say that, but, and maybe it's just him selling. He's like, I think it's going to be easier to come and recruit at Georgia Tech. Because here's the reality for most college football players. For 99% of the people that play college football, they're not going to play in the NFL. Now what are you going to do? If you go, and I'm not even going to name any schools, if you go to another school and major in hotel management, a typical athletic degree, what are you going to do for a career? Are you set up to be successful? If you come to Georgia Tech and the NFL doesn't work out, any degree you get at Georgia Tech, you are going to be set up for success, to have a good career, to make a lot of money. So I think that's one of the pitches. Also, to Colin's credit, he was able to convince wallets to open up. We did this like $150 million that donation or fund that we ended up getting. We're building this thing in the north corner of the end zone. I don't know why that was so hard to say. Collins was able to get wallets to open up, and for all the criticisms I would have for Collins, he was able to recruit fairly well. And I think if we can get the support, and I think we've hit a home run hiring Jay Batt. There's a $2 billion initiative that's been started. We can get the financial support. We can get the people on staff that we need to get. And now Key can go and recruit, hey, I've got a 5-year deal. I'm going to be here. I'm getting the people in this program. They're going to take us to the next level. That's a strong pitch. And Key can say, look, I was at Alabama. By the way, let me read this statement that was made by a past coach mentor of Brent Key. Brent Key did a great job for us at Alabama and was fantastic as the interim head coach for Georgia Tech this year. I know he is excited to lead his alma mater, and he will do an excellent job as the Yellow Jackets head coach. Brent Key is a very passionate coach who works tirelessly at his craft. His players love to play for him, and he does a great job of putting them in situations to be successful. Brent has a wonderful family, and we are so very happy for him to have this opportunity at Georgia Tech. That's a statement by Nick Saban. And I can't think of a coach whose endorsement holds any more weight than Nick Saban. Nick Saban is it's not even arguable. He is the greatest college football coach of all time. So I don't know about you guys, but I am very excited. I think this is the right call. I am glad to see Key making already, if this is true, by the way, I'm hedging my bets, if this is true, changes on his staff that are not easy decisions to make. And I think we're going to be very surprised, even in year one with Key, with what we are able to do. As news comes out, I will continue to make videos. I'm making like a video or more a day now. Let's see what happens. Go Jackets.